replacement of the hood latch assembly for 71 Monte Carlo. So should be the same for 70, 72 Chevy Monte Carlo and Chevelle vehicles. This one's a 71. The hood latch isn't working, so I'll show you guys how it looks when it's not working and how it looks when it's working. So we'll be replacing that. All right, this is the hood latch. How it typically looks stock on a 70 through 72 Chevy Monte Carlo Chevelle vehicle. Maybe I shouldn't be saying this, huh? Only Chevelle and Monte Carlo owners should have this knowledge. The latch to pull it is right here. So this whole thing rotates back. Here's a lever via spring. There's a spring down here, and it pulls this. So right now I have the bolts loosened. So if you pull it, this guy's supposed to move back, and this one too. This one releases the latch on your hood, the hook right here, and spring, and then there's a pocket here for this hook. I'm not sure what you call this part right here, but you can adjust it shorter or longer to catch properly on here. So mine had a stress crack here, and it was barely moving. It was just barely moving. So I knew that wasn't right. And this is all wacky now. So with this not working and me pulling harder and harder, eventually this cracked as well. So now it's totally inoperable. So we're gonna go ahead and replace it, and I'll show you guys how it looks like when it's in working condition. So when it's not working, sometimes you'll get this to move totally back, and this one just barely moves. See right here, this is the part of the hook, this part right here, how it's further back. In proper condition, this should be all the way forward. So we'll show you the good one. This is stock. I don't see any part numbers on the stock one, and here's how it looks with a little stamp on that rivet situation. There's basically 5 bolts that hold it in place. These are half inch, the wrench, half-inch wrench you need, and a 7/16, not the hex, but like the star looking one. So a half-inch socket, and where's my other? And the 7/16s for those star ones up there. But for the latch support here, there's one more half that you're gonna need for that, and that's what removes it. You just have to slip this out. And there it is. The crack there. I mean, I can go ahead and attempt to weld it as a backup. I'm gonna weld that. This as well. And this all the way around, all the tabs. So one tab on the side, on each side, top, except for the bottom. Here's the new one. Check it out side by side. Slight difference on the curve here. straighter, it looks like, just slightly. Walnut squared. This one's beefier, it looks like. Some same springs. Those tabs that are broken, nice and solid right there. Here's the rivets on each side. They have like a round indentation. These are just solid. Alright, let's go ahead and install it. Alright, this bumper here is a little bit bent, but if you see right here, there's a slot where the license plate is. This slot goes bigger on the left side, so that's where you want to put the handle through. Just make it easier. So you're gonna push down on that spring. Let's try that again. Pull down the spring. Try to put it towards that wider hole. And that's it. Slide it over to the right once you put it in through that wider slot. And set it in place. Alright, and then you just put it back in reverse order. 2 bolts on here. 2 bolts up front. 1 for the support. And this last one is for the horn. So it'll go on like that. Alright, so let me show you the proper way it should be working. So as you pull the lever down there, this should go back as well as the hook, not just a slight movement. The only thing here on my bumper is that on the previous one, the hook, let's move back a little, the hook stuck out a good amount. Maybe it was worn out already, it was already bent after pulling and pulling. But this one's inside. When I first installed it, I installed this first and then I put all the bolts on. Once I did that, that's the reach right there. So I don't know, is this the area to reach with your finger and then you pull it? If that's the case, this is how it works. Alright, see that significant movement? Once you pull back, it releases from this box right here, this pocket. And so does this one, releasing this part of the latch. So there it is, that's the correct way it should be moving. And one last piece I'm gonna show you guys right here. This is how it should look with this hook and spring assembly sitting forward already. So when this moves forward, it moves this hook first. So let's go ahead and stick our fingers in there, pull this lever, and there it is. That movement, that whole mechanism, it moves both at the same time. So that's the correct way it should sit and move. See that? These are the two. 1, 2, the hook, and that latch on the bottom. I have to show you guys for the condition of my lever being in there like that. My bumper is smashed or crooked or kinked. So this part is back some. So this is how I should sit across, and that's where we have this area here. So I have to replace that, and we'll get this corrected. But for curiosity's sake, here's my 71 Monte Carlo. It needs work on the outside. That's it right there. Alright, and one last thing to get this right is adjusting this top part of the hood latch. So, in my case, when I close it, this hook will catch the pocket and it will release once we pull on that handle down here. It will release. This will get in here not so easily, and I'll show you guys right now. So let's go ahead and push it down. Sorry, one important thing to do is don't just force it down and think that this hook is just automatically gonna go in there. I guess you can if you move it forward enough, right? Maybe that's what I have to do, huh? So you can just slide down this hook area, but you're supposed to pull back and then go ahead and start putting the hood down. But hey, I can try moving it forward a little and see if it does that automatically, because right now it's just hitting that top part. You guys see that? The flat part. So let's make that adjustment, and maybe I don't have to keep pulling. Alright, let's try that out. I try to adjust it further back, this pocket further back, so maybe you can do that sliding thing without me having to manually pull the lever. But that is the furthest back, so it does land on each other's flat side. So you do have to pull the lever. So part of the damage that some may be getting is from not pulling the lever. So let's go ahead and do that. So my priority is this one, catching on this and releasing nicely. So right now it goes in, but it's not releasing. So it's maybe it needs to be forward a little bit, just barely catching. Maybe more forward. Maybe it's too deep. This back. So let's do that adjustment and see if it. This is where I'm at. I'm pulling, and it requires too much effort. Now, from my previous experience, that guy, you keep doing that, you're gonna do some stress cracking, eventually break the system. So I don't want to repeat that. So I'm gonna push that open with a screwdriver. Basically do that together, both of these, and try to readjust the latch on top. From the inside of this, seeing as to my grill being off. Let's see if it's possible. We're gonna do this. See where that lands us. All right, so let's move that lever back. down. Alright, hook is inside the pocket there. Now the spring. I want to see where in relation to that hole is it landing in. Yeah, see that? Let's see if we can zoom in there. So it seems to go in and catch. So see part of that circle in the front of that frame and just to the ending of the hole back there in the back. We'll see how that plays out. It was getting annoying reaching under there, putting my finger in the slot trying to get the handle. This original handle is a slight longer. So we're gonna go ahead and switch to the original handle that came with the 71 Monte Carlo. So let's go ahead and do that. This one was listed as a Chevelle one, but I looked for the Monte Carlo one and it's the same part number. Anyways, just switched out the original handle. So we're gonna do that. Is old handle, old lever back on. What a difference. Look at that. Just enough to stick out of the bumper for me to pull it. I hope. Let's try it. Here's another difference I'm noticing as I'm trying to adjust this latch to basically unlatch. It's latching. It's going down. This is the original one on the Monte Carlo. It's oval shaped hole. It's a bigger hole. It looks like that thing in the middle that moves. It's maybe smaller here, but the hole isn't as complete. It's a straight edge there. So basically, adjustment wise, I'm moving all the way forward, but maybe it's getting stuck binding here. Maybe I should move it the other way, just more towards the latch. When I pull, it's not doing anything. It releases this, but when it comes to this part, it just doesn't release it. So let's try again. All right, so as much as I have been adjusting this back and forth, cocking it side to side, whatever it is, this aftermarket product was not popping up. It was latching. That's a good thing, but it was hooking onto the pocket here. So if you look at this, it'll latch onto the pocket, the pin right here. That'll grab into this area of the latch assembly, but it wasn't popping off. And when you pull the lever, this hook goes back. So this hook does go back, but a lot of that thing that looks like a tongue was still sticking up like this. So pulled it all the way back, and what I did was I cleared it. I put a grinder to it and just shaved it off there, and it's all good now. So there you go.
Demonstrate, close it.
All right, check it out.
Prove it.
Prove it. You just have to push the hook out of the way. Push it, not slam it, and pull the lever.
Booyah!
That's it. Once you get that pop off, pull the lever once again to clear that hook. And you have a 6-foot hood that can unlock and lock again.
Beautiful.
And there it is, painted where the grind was. Goes far back, clears all the way. Now that it's all said and done, we're at the table here with the old one to see the damage, to see how this one worked and how the aftermarket was working. So we got some stress cracks here. It all started with the hook not unhooking. This retracted all the way back. Let's see if I can do that here. So it retracts all the way back. See that clearance? Now I noted earlier that the hole was bigger. It's a Novo hole, but yes, it ends there. But it retracts all the way back, so it clears the hook all the way. Eventually pulling this mechanism here created some stress where it broke there on the tabs on each side and on the front. First stress crack was on top here. So with the other one, it did not retract all the way back. In fact, this tongue, it didn't seem as pronounced. It seemed a little shorter. But either way, once the hook on the new one reached all the way back, this one is supposed to clear. It didn't. There was still some of that metal exposed, catching that hook. Since that was the furthest back, I just evened it out. That way once this one retracts back, this one clears all the way. There you go. I hope this video was helpful, showing how to install it, how the mechanism works. So if it was helpful, go ahead and hit a like and hit subscribe. Please click like and subscribe to follow more of my videos.